Howdy. Here's another tutorial. This one is on. This one's exciting. It's the basic aerial. Woo! Yee. That one's cool. Okay, so here's a slow-mo. Alrighty. So this move is more, it's not really like physically telling you how to do it. It's pretty easy. You throw the knife up and you catch it. There's a couple tips and stuff I'm going to give you, but mostly this one's just mental. You just got to do it, and you got to expect to get cut or expect to drop it or whatever. If you have experience playing like ball sports or like just catching things in general, you're going to be more well equipped to deal with this trick, but let's get right into it. So this one, you're going to want to start by holding the bite handle. If you hold the bite handle when you do this one, you wind up catching it with the cutting side down, so you're ready to cut stuff. You're going to start by holding the bite handle, and basically you're going to hang onto the bite handle, release the safe handle, and throw it into the air. And it's going to do one rotation, and you're going to catch it by the bite handle. Not much to say about it, you just got to do it. For the reverse is true for the other one, so you're holding by the safe handle, you release the other handle, at the same time you throw it in the air, and you catch like that. Pretty simple. So, for this one, because there's not much I can say about it, there are a few tips I can give you. So, number one, if you are going to fail at this trick, it's much better to catch this trick later than it is to catch it earlier. So, for example, when you throw the knife in the air, the only time you can get cut, so your goal is, right, it comes up, it does one full rotation, and you're catching the bite handle. This is shit because my arm's on the way. You're catching the bite handle again, and it's landing in your hand, right? The time that you're going to get cut is if you catch it too early. So it's coming up. You can see the blade is at my hand, at my hand, at my hand, at my hand. This is when I'm supposed to catch it. If I catch it too late, I have a full another rotation before the sharp side of the blade even gets to my hand. So I think my arm was in the way there, but basically, right, like when you throw it in the air, the only time the blade is actually only hitting you for the first part of the movement. Afterwards, after the catch, there's a whole nother spin before the knife comes at your hand again. So if you're going to fail at this trick, I'll try. Catch it too late, and you're just going to catch it by the handles there. That's it. So, yeah, so that's the first tip. Catch it late if you're going to fail at it. Start by trying to catch it late. Tip number 2 is going to be to, just in general, like if you're not good at like throwing stuff, you can get just about anything. For example, here's a flashlight, a pen works fine, whatever, and just throw it and catch it, and just do one rotation with it. If you already are like dexterous in that way, you don't do this, but kind of when I first started, I was pretty young and I was pretty bad. Like I had just like terrible coordination. I couldn't catch anything. And after actually practicing aerials, I actually became good, and like I was like a valuable asset to any sports team. I don't know, like in sports or whatever, like I could actually catch stuff. So butterfly knives taught me how to catch things, which was cool. But basically, just practice just doing one rotation and catching. It's the same kind of a feel, same kind of timing as it is for an actual knife. So number 3 is if you have one or anything, you can get a trainer. So trainers are nice because you're never going to get cut because, well, unless you get pinched or something weird, but basically you can just practice throwing it up. This is good. I don't recommend trainers too much. You probably watched my last video on trainers or whatever. I don't really recommend trainers too much, but for aerials, I do. This is how I learned how to do it, was actually with a trainer, how to do aerials. I learned aerials like really late, like after I could already do like helixes and 8-balls and stuff, just because I was just scared. I was just a little baby. Yeah, basically. I do recommend you do learn aerials as soon as possible because they help so much with just general, like in dropping the knife, and so many tricks are basically like a rollover. You don't think of it as an aerial, but it's a similar kind of feel where you're losing control of the knife. And the longer you can get comfortable with losing control of the knife, the better and more smooth your flipping is going to be. Like for example, for rollovers, you can get it real high on your thumb because like you're not even in control of it at all. You're used to how the knife flows in the air. Yeah, so I do recommend learning aerials as soon as possible. As for the difficulty, this is under beginner butterfly knife tricks. The reason for that, it's not technically demanding at all. It's the simplest thing ever. It's just you gotta have the balls, and you gotta be mentally ready, and you gotta be willing to get cut, basically. So that's why it's on a different level than other tricks like whatever basic opens or whatever. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this little talk on aerials. But I do recommend you learn them as soon as possible in your flipping. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.